Alrighty, now it's time to assemble the speaker panel. Some of the things you're going to need, the speakers that you order from the parts list, speaker grills from the parts list, your marquee LED speaker panel. You can see the recessed here, soldering iron, screwdriver, and you also want, from your packet of hardware, you want the ones saying speakers LED panel, and you see you got 7 screws there, and it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we only put two screws in a speaker. It really doesn't need any more. And these might look like real tiny speakers. They're cheapies, but believe it or not, these things have incredible sound for a 2-inch speaker. I was very impressed when I first tried them out. So I've been using these ever since. So one thing, and you can see it just fits down in there. You can turn it, but you want to keep these facing towards the back. Or actually, it doesn't matter, this side or this side, but both of them need to face back to the same side. So then we need some speaker wire, and I'm just going to take a length here. That's a little overkill, but since this is a green, and it's just what I have laying around. I probably got other wire somewhere, but like black and red, I do have a whole spool of it, but it's difficult to find anything in my shop. So here I want to snip the ends, these two, take the other wire and do the same thing, and I will snip a little off the end. You want to do a whole lot off the ends because we're just poking through the speakers here. And then I'm going to twist these so the braids don't all fray out on me. That one's good. And then we're going to tin the ends. And that's just so we can get some solder on there. It doesn't really matter. Well, you probably don't need it, but I'm going to do it anyways. It's always safe. I just get a little flux on there. Get my solder and get a little load up the tip, and I'm just gonna touch it just enough to get them on there. Now I'm going to take the other ones, do the same thing. Oops. Yeah. There we go. A little solder. So now, since this is green and black, black always signifies ground, so I'll use green for positive. And if you look at the speakers, you'll see positive on this side, negative on that side. Now you don't have to put them in here. You can take these out and do it like this, but I just like to get them in there anyways. And then I'm just gonna pop this in right into the sides here, which should be fine. Actually, the wire is moving, so I'm going to put something to hold that down. And I'm just going to pop a small bead of solder on there. That should do it. Yep. And then I'll do the same thing here, the negative side. And there, we're on. So now, come over and do the other side. Green to go into positive. Oops. And black to negative. I think I need to bend these out a little more. There we go. So I want them to stay, so I'm just going to put something to hold the wire. And I'll just give it a little bead. And the trick is you want to do this quick. You don't want to put too much heat on there because you know, you don't want to melt anything that's on this thing. So, all right. So now we have these. We'll take our screws that came out of the kit. And I mean, you could use a screwdriver if you like, or you can be lazy like me and just use one of these. And you just want them snug. That's it. Just snug. There we go. Speakers are in. So now we're going to flip it over, and now to put the speaker grills on. And these are a little trickier. I just want to see how this works in my tip. Yeah. Or would this one be better? Yeah, see this tip is going to fit a little better. So all right. So you put these down first and just line it up so it's just over the hole. It's just about, I mean, it's just barely larger than that hole. And now I just take this, press my finger there, drop it in, and I want to keep all the screws in the same orientation. So I usually do one up front like that. And I'll just come over. Ah, that didn't work, did it? So, there we go. I'm still keeping pressure on the center grill to keep it from moving. And I just want that one down so it's not quite snug, but I can still move all this around. Put the next one in. Wow, there's a little magnetism on my tip here. There we go. So now we can tighten these up. Oops. All right, so let's put this one on. Oh, I don't know if you can see this. And you don't want to go too tight because these are easy to strip out. All right, see, like this one, I've already stripped it out, so I'm going to have to repair that, which is pretty easy. I'm just going to put a little wood glue in there and hold it down, and it should be fine. So actually, I think I got this off a little bit, so I'm going to move it. Make the screen just a tad off. There we go. And so I don't strip it, I use a screwdriver here. All right, so next side, same thing. I just line it up just right. Put this over it, make sure that I put a finger there, whoops. And now I'm just going to put screws in. Okay, so I get that in. I'll do the next one, just right up to the top. There we go. Like I said, you probably shouldn't use this because you can't get a really good feel for it. But anyways, there we go. So now what we're going to do is put on this marquee light. So just clean it up a little bit. And you can see from an earlier video I said I didn't have my hot glue gun out. I always like to put a little hot glue there to keep it from moving. And this black thing, this will just attract dust and dirt. So we're done with this. We don't, well, and so now what we're going to do is just line this up on the bottom. Doesn't have to be perfect again, because this is going to be enclosed in the back. Nobody's ever going to see it. So, but you want to make sure this is slightly smaller than the width of this, that you have an even gap on either side. So now we're going to put this in. And actually, I had to change tips because that doesn't work very well with those. Yep, see, that works much better. All right, so I'm going to hold this up. And it really doesn't matter what side this goes on. So you just pick a side and that'll be it. So we're going to get these fairly lined up. I always put the center one in first. So that holds it in place. And then see how it's a little off here? Now I can just kind of rotate it a little bit and make them both even. And take the next screw. And here my gun. Go. Next one. There we go. We're in there. And that is our speaker panel. Now the hole here in the middle is to put these wires through. And I didn't tin the ends of these, so. All right, so those are through. You don't really have to worry about hot gluing those down. So since my soldering iron's still on, I'm going to spread these, and these are what's going to go into the amp. It's also in the kit, and it'll be in another video. So I'm going to chop this. And here you want to give it a little bit extra, because you want to, it's got to go into that slot where the screw is going to screw it down. Here. And then same thing on the other side. The other speaker, I mean. And in case you're wondering, this is like 21 gauge, 22 gauge wire. So it's nothing spectacular. LED wire here is, I think these are 21 gauge both. So, which is more fine for 12 volts. And of course the speaker, it's just audio, of course, not power. All right, so let me get some solder. Load up my tip a little bit. There we go. Those are tinned. Put a little solder. Or resin on there, I mean. Load up the tip. Alrighty. And turn that off. And that's it. That's the speaker panel. So, looks pretty good. So, and this you just want to put off to the side, and I will see you in the next video.